Salute guys, that's out one. Zibrumas to my back with another public service announcement. Gents, I hope you guys are feeling good. Salute guys, that's out one. Zibrumas to my back with another public service announcement today. Obviously, it's another beautiful day in the mother city, and I got my brother in the building. Who's here?
Anton Taylor.
Anton Taylor. Listen, Anton, I'm gonna get straight into this. So, guys, when I messaged Anton, I really thought Anton's not from Cape Town. I was like, I'm sure this guy can't be from Cape, but definitely not from Cape Town with an accent like that. Has anyone ever told you this before? By the way,
Everybody seems to. Nobody's. Apparently, I don't have a Cape Town accent.
You don't have a Cape Town accent, and you've grown up here your life,
bruh. And I worked as a rugby commentator at SuperSport. So you become very tuned into the way in which you speak, right?
Yes.
And how people put on accents, and a lot of people especially when they're a group or if they're in front of a camera, they change their accent. So what I used to do was I used to speak deeper to be more like a.
Okay.
Because you're scared of being called like a like girly boy, so you deepen your voice. A lot of some people try to speak more like British, but I've always not trusted people that put on like an accent. But then I'm like, bruh, this is what I'm doing. So all I can think is that I had a privileged upbringing.
Yes.
And I went to a former Model C school where maybe I had like a Cape Town accent. And all I can think is at university, I lived with a bunch of like Joburg, Durban guys from outside
somewhere
of Cape
along
Town.
The way it latched
and
on.
I think a part of me maybe didn't want to have a posh accent, you know what I mean? Because the Cape Town white accent can be very distinct, and it's, I mean, look, I grew up with that accent.
Yeah, I know.
It's like, yeah, man. I don't think many of my friends still speak like that, but like, yeah, Africa Burn was amazing.
It was,
So some part of me somewhere along the line, and I'm like, flipper,
Listen, so I mean, also again, I'm gonna get into. So you know this. I mean, the podcast though, this is very conversational. I like to keep it very chill.
Yeah.
It's not like, so where were you born? Tell us about. No, we're not doing all of that. Yeah. So I know you've been doing some movies. I always had to go do some research. I know you did some movies. It's 2021. You did a couple of movies along the way. What was that like getting into the movies?
Dude, it was a hard journey to get there. So I think for anybody, when you're trying to be an actor and to get yourself out there. You go around and you're just waiting for, most actors or many actors, they just put themselves out to auditions, right?
Yes.
Then you just have to hope that some bra sees you and is like, oh, I like this guy, but maybe they want a blonde dude or a dude with hair.
Yeah.
So I from quite young, I wanted to do like content. I wanted to put my stuff out there so that people can see that I have acting abilities to separate me from just other actors who are hoping that people get picked. And when eventually, bro, I started picking up, got some adverts. I was in a short film. But I remember when I was in the show Tali's Wedding Diaries.
Tali's, yeah.
I remember just sitting there and being like, oh my God, now I can tell, because as you get older and people start being like, what do you do? Like, what's your, and you're like, oh, well, I'm trying to be an actor. But then they're like, oh, what's there to?
What are you in?
What are you in?
What are you in?
Like, I'll do some skits. And I remember just being like, now, no matter what happens for the rest of my life, I can say you can direct people to this channel. I can be like,
go watch it. It's
I'm
over
on
there.
Showmax.
It exists.
It's a real thing. And it was so cool to get paid and not be doing because you know how it is, getting in any industry, you do favors, you take things for no payment.
Get yourself out there still first. So you're doing a couple of this and that. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. So to just sit there and then the actual acting, bro, I love especially comedic stuff, but I love it, bro. So
now
would you
so if someone asks you right now, what do you do or what are you? Is someone gonna say, are you an influencer? Are you a content creator that happens to be in movies, or are you a movie actor that happens to be creating content?
It's a good question, bro. I say content creator.
Content creator, okay.
For me, influencer makes me think of someone putting on skin cream, but I mean, look, there's tons of very, and so I have acted. Last year I was in 2 films, but they haven't come out. So
it's coming.
Yeah, but this is the thing with acting, bro. I can't tell you, how many times it was me and another guy for the main role and then he got it. Or how often somebody reaches out and then nothing happens. So there are hopefully 2 films that I filmed last year that will come out sometime this year. So what I tell people, I remember I was an actor and then I worked for 5 years as a rugby commentator at SuperSport.
Yes.
Bro, I remember that time. It was so nice because people would say, what do you do? And you can just give them one word.
Just that one, yeah.
Rugby commentator. And then they're like, they either leave you alone or they're interested. Now, look, content creation is becoming more more like understood from people, so
100%,
you can say it to people. I had like one aunt the other day who was like, how's that a living? She's like a old aunt or whatever, but the majority of people understand it. So I'll say to people, content creator, and then I'll be like, but I do, I have acted in
some movies as well, by the way. I'm not just
what do you tell people when they ask you what you are?
I say digital advertiser, radio presenter. That's it. So this is in essence what I do over here. We do digital. We work for a media company.
Yes.
I say work for a media company. I work in media. I say media in entertainment. That's about it. But I mean, if you do know, so I'm a radio presenter currently right now at Bush Radio. I've been on the radio for about 11 years now.
Oh wow! Okay.
So I host the breakfast show on Bush Radio. If ever you listen to Bush Radio, even by accident, it was me.
Okay.
In the morning.
No, that's just down the road from you.
Yes,
isn't
that's
it?
just down the road. Listen, so I want to jump into something here. I was watching some of your videos. I wanna know what's going on over here. Yeah.
Enough here in South Africa. The fact that we have complete and utter freedom.
Yes,
of
bruh.
expression
Tell me about this one.
Bruh, I was thinking because I'm not sure when this podcast will be released. But I'm going
about 2 weeks time.
Okay, brilliant. So I'm flying to America on Sunday. Okay, so
refugee status. Are you?
Yeah, exactly. No, I want to do content about being a refugee. Yes. My girlfriend is like, do not. She's a bit more like nervous.
Don't touch on that. It's a bit touchy. What?
She's more. So
is that what she says?
She's Middle Eastern ethnicity, and she's born in Malawi, so she's already quite stressed about going through border. I don't know if you've been to America.
Yes, so you guys are going together.
Yeah. So basically, look, my experience is the darker you look, the more likely.
100%.
So I had a beard until a week ago, which I shaved off now because I'm trying to look like, Anton, like a white Afrikaans.
You could pass as Israeli or Middle Eastern with this.
I know, and I'm trying to be so. Even in places like America, bro, I don't know if you followed, like, Oaks are being, like, if you're a foreign student and you're critical of the public policy, like, they'll deport you, bro.
Okay.
So it made me think in South Africa, we're allowed to say
a lot.
What the hell we want, bro.
Yes.
Like, and that's something we don't appreciate, bro. And if you think about it, like, I promise you in many other countries, if you said, like, Cyril, what would we say about Cyril Ramaphosa? Oaks would disappear, like that, Russia, if you like, so that video, I was just like, you know what, we don't, and I believe on my platforms, I want to unite South Africans, and 100%. I want people I'm very proud of being a South African, and it's a big part of my identity, and like, obviously I'm not trying to put my head in the sand about the issues we have, but I like to celebrate, and I'm like, bro, you know what, this is something we take for granted, where we can say what the hell we want.
Listen, and I mean, even South Africans take like Cyril's like he's like that uncle we all have in common. Everyone's like, did you see what Cyril did yesterday? What the fuck up? Whatever, it doesn't matter. But now I get what you mean. Like saying that anywhere else overseas or in a different country, they'd be like, how dare you?
Dude, no, like you get like,
you know what I mean? Yes.
You get like, I mean, some lady walked up to him and called him Cupcake, bro. The fact that people are allowed, like the fact that he can walk around. I'm sure he has bodyguards, of course. He has
100%, yeah.
But like you look at many other foreign leaders, even in America, look, where they do have a history of taking of killing their president or trying to.
Yeah.
If the president's gonna drive across the town, I was once there, all the streets get blocked off. You're not getting within 100 meters.
We understand the history too.
Yeah. I mean, that's not so much freedom of speech there. That's just because they're mal. Yeah.
Some of my look, and wasn't that story not too long ago? I mean, when they shot Trump through the ear.
Yeah, bro.
At the rally.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, so I was just like, that's a cool thing to celebrate about South Africa.
I'm actually looking for something. I wanted to show you something. That if I can find this over here for a second. Well, it's just not coming up now, but it's fine. Any guys, long story short. So you saw the recent interview that was done with Donald Trump.
Yes.
And Cyril Ramaphosa. And they were talking about everything that's happening. It's like about farmers getting their land, taking over and all this kind of things. What was your view on that interview? And then what did you take from that?
Bruh, so for me, I think my best thing is for me, the issues that I'm most aware of in South Africa are GBV, like it's so
gender-based violence,
for women. And for me, I'm very tied into like the murder rates in Cape Town, in like places like the Cape Flats, in Yanga, Philippi.
Yes.
So for me, that's what I'm always very aware of. And so this whole, as a white guy,
Yes.
you know, I'm like, dude, and people say, oh, you live in Cape Town, you have a privileged life. I'm not like I'm not being persecuted. You could like and so I understand that people are scared, bro. And there's oaks who really believe that they're under attack and I'm sure if I lived on a farm, I'd be scared, you know. And I'm not denying them, but there's many people in South Africa are scared, bro. So that whole thing is one of those moments where you're like, we're living in a simulation because now Trump had the meeting with Ramaphosa because he's golf friends with everything else and Jan Rupert, and then he has this like meeting, and then I thought Ramaphosa handled it as well as he could. Like he was ambushed, but he like kept his composure. I mean, I liked what Johan Rupert said, but then like some of the other oaks that were speaking, I was like, guys, like you needed to follow the script.
For me personally, I found the whole thing weird though, because I felt like this is the conversation you guys would have together alone in the office.
Exactly.
Like I was watching it and I was like, but now why would this be a public conversation to watch? Like I get it. Like if he was gonna tell, listen, this is the fuck ups happening in your country. You need to sort this out and whatever. That would be fine. But now we all watching it and it just goes like. Because I don't know if you check Twitter out, everyone was like, yeah, you see Cyril got his ass handed to him, and everyone was like, yeah, why does the South African president have to have the US president tell him what's going on in his country? Exactly. I never saw some of that things. Yeah. And then again, I also take it like this. I mean, if you don't see something to you, it's not the reality. So let's just say you're the white guy who lives in Camps Bay and you've never gone to the Cape Flats. You might see some news headlines, but if you don't go there, to you it doesn't exist. And I think similarly even for people like us, like I mean, we aren't on the farms, you know.
Yeah.
So like we heard this, we heard the struggle songs. We do know they're all just struggle songs. Yeah. Do some people take it through? They might. They might.
Statistically,
and so over there, I don't know. Maybe some people have been armed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I don't know because I don't know. So to me, it's like when someone told me that, I was just like, nah. But I guess they're just singing a song.
Yeah.
Kill the book, whatever. I was like, it's one of their struggle songs, but I don't think they're actually out there usurping land from people. But the people's like, it's actually been happening.
Yeah, Brad, look, it's so tough. And I just want to say with that thing, Trump's intention was to humiliate Ramaphosa.
Yes, 100%.
Why does he need cameras? And then he's like, turn the lights down, and he plays this like edited version of like. And that's why I think Ramaphosa like honestly did well, because I didn't watch it and go, or like I don't know if you saw when Trump humiliated Zelensky and like was like, say thank you. And I thought like that was much harder for me than Ramaphosa. I thought he like handled himself well. And yeah, brush man, like I get people DMing me and they're like, you don't know what's happening on the farms, because I'm making light.
Okay, so people have messaged you about things. Because I saw some of the videos.
Hate, bro. I've been getting.
Is this people saying that you're blissfully unaware about what's happening?
Well, that I'm mocking suffering, but for me, it's a bit like it's like for many years I've looked at the facts, and of course, bro, I'm sure. For me, my feeling about that song is that it's not like kind. Like I don't know, like, but at the same time. We do have freedom of speech. Like I did that video.
Yes.
And I spoke to a guy, Sivangesi, yesterday, and he was saying, bro, what he doesn't like is a suggestion that like black people are going to hear that song and then be like, oh, I'm going to, like he said, it's not like, you know, put your hands on your knees, hips, head, shoulder. You know, he's like,
there's all kinds of songs about everything.
Many songs
you know what I mean?
are very like, they're not literal.
Yes.
So, but look, bro, I mean, I'm sure that oaks who are scared, and look, one of the points that people say, so when I say, look, have you seen the murder rates in the Cape Flats? Like how many people are killed there?
Versus,
and then they'll go, yes, but that's just crime, whereas we're being killed because we're white. Dude, so like, look, I understand it, and I also think it's fine for communities, like farming communities, to have their own security watches, and like, I understand that they're going to put their interests in, and I think it's fine to say like, please look after us and to rally, but I do think that they. I don't like fake news, you know. So it's hard,
100%. It's like
I try to be compassionate, but it's
Look, I guess no lives are more important than the others, but it's like when we look at the scales, it's like. But again, we still can say, okay, no, but only like 2 of you guys, and it's like 1,000 of them. It doesn't make any of it less.
Yes,
it's happening regardless.
Yes, and it's hard to tell someone, look, bruh, I know that your uncle was killed, but you know, 10 people somewhere else were killed this weekend, or 20.
Yes.
It doesn't take away that person's pain. So yeah, bro, it's a hard one, and I think for me, I use humor, and like lately, bro, I have got a lot of people who are upset, and like I try to be kind, but my problem is when guys abuse me, it makes me want to push harder. That's the thing.
Now, you know what I'm gonna tell you. So I've been doing, let's say, quote unquote content creation before it was called content creation. I was just doing videos about many things over the years, and what I told people in the beginning was, when you look at me or any content I do, think of me as a comedian.
Exactly.
So when comedians have free range in freedom of speech to say certain things and to not actually mean it, but to make light of a situation.
Yes.
So someone came to me and I was bastardized about something I'd said. They were like, "How dare you say that? You can't say that," because I was like, "Yeah, I get that, but that's not necessarily my views, and this is not something that I'm an ambassador for. I'm simply saying it because this is me making. Because South Africans make light of everything. It's like, I know it's not like one man's pain is another man's pleasure. It's not that like we try to find the lighter side of things. When it was load shedding, we were like, oh fuck yeah, guess the lights are fucking off again. We got to keep going. And we make fun of it, but like, yeah, some people are starving. Their lights going. Like, we get that part. Yeah. It's not that we don't understand the sympathetic part of any situation. Yeah. And now this is the problem that I think you're facing as well.
Exactly. And I think if you're a good comedian, you're going to criticize all sides. Because I think like this is more of a Western thing where people are either left or right. So they're either liberal or conservative. Whereas I try like criticize all sides. But particularly I'm going to criticize white oaks because I feel that's my culture. So I feel like it's more palatable.
100%.
There's nothing like, and there's enough white guys in South Africa criticizing ANC. It's not like there's a shortage.
No, there's plenty. Yeah.
So for me, like, for example, I don't know, 2 weeks ago when Malema's visa was, I don't know if it got declined to the UK.
Yes, I checked that out.
So I made a video laughing about that. Okay. Then there's Oaks who complaining about that, saying, then those same guys get upset when I make fun of the refugee thing, And I'm like, bro, but this is my job, And so now, because I've been making fun of the refugee situation, I don't think of I'm not, I don't know what the word woke even means these days.
Yes.
But now I've had people DMing me being like, hey, bro, you just need to watch out for this language because it's problematic. And I'm like, as a comedian, you need to be allowed to make jokes and you can't be worried, as you say, about offending people.
You're going to, most probably.
And I really think in comedy, you have to push the line, bro. Like, I can't tell you how often I've posted something and I'm like, this is going to get me cancelled. This is going to be the end. And then there's no pushback. So the only way you find that line
is by pushing the line.
By pushing. And you will sometimes go too far.
Listen to this funny story, actually. Yeah. You remember the video you just checked out yesterday that I posted?
Yes.
About the seal?
Yes, brilliant.
Bro, someone in the comments like, how dare you make fun of the situation? The whale, I mean, it's not the whale, the seal's probably in pain. And like, how dare you do that? It's probably needing water. I comment back. I was like, I don't comment back anymore. Yeah. And this today, I was just like, I'm not having it. I was like, listen, complain at the fucking SPCA.
Exactly.
It's not my fault. He decided to go on a fucking excursion and take a walk through Gordon's Bay. I was like, bro,
and that was a wholesome video of yours, dude.
Yes.
It was like a feel-good, nice video, and that's, some people are just looking to be angry, bro.
And I was like, but they say that people complain about it, people will argue about anything. And I tell everyone, this is a pencil. It's like, no, that's a log. It doesn't, you know what I mean?
The only
it doesn't
way
matter.
to avoid criticism is to not put yourself out into the world and hide, right? Like 100%. No matter what you do, bro, there'll be some there's an issue with the way we speak, what we say. And I know, that's why a lot of people who I think are creative people, they don't post stuff because they can't take the abuse. Because bro, I don't know about you, but every now and then someone tunes you and you're like, fuck, man. And
again.
It gets, but for me, I have it's an ethical thing where, you know how it is. You're going to have abuse. And over the years, I've got a thick skin, but every now and then, one of them...
My skin's much like that seals these days.
One of them gets through, and then I'm like, it's more like as a point of... principle, you can't let those cowards, But bro, I want to ask, how did you amass such a big social media following? Is it just been over the years, or was there a boom?
It's just been over the years. You know what? Funny stories. Like if you follow my journey, I started doing videos as early as 2009, 2010.
Oh wow!
You know what I mean? So I was from, let's say, in the colored content creating space. I was one of the first people for Cape Town doing videos.
Yeah.
many years ago.
Yeah. What was your platform?
What I was using initially,
Yeah.
Facebook.
Okay.
So I
yeah,
initially
yeah.
started Facebook. Instagram hadn't started yet.
Yes.
Instagram hadn't existed yet. TikTok hadn't existed yet
Yeah.
because I think Musical.ly and Dub Smash was still out at the time.
Yes.
From Facebook, and then Instagram had just come out. I studied journalism, so I'm a journalist. So I studied journalism, so it was a prerequisite for all of us to get onto all the social media platforms. So, Instagram when it came out, TikTok, all of these things. TikTok again wasn't out at the time yet.
Yes.
We had to get on all of those spaces, so we started posting on those things. Our general work. Then I was like, cool, I got some funny videos because my videos had hit already 1 million on Facebook. This is back in 2010. I was like, I gotta post this shit on my Instagram as well. And so I mean, over the years, and the comedy that I did at the time was very, I'm gonna say a bit vulgar for some people, depending on what it is, because I used to tell people all the time, my art is a reflection of my reality. So I could act like someone from the communities I love, go from. You'd understand it and think of it as a stereotype or, no, that's not how all colored people. I'm like, yeah, but I do know, I got an uncle that's like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this is what I could speak about it. And I would make videos about how people would speak. And when it comes to, let's say something that's maybe rude, like I'm telling you this, if you are going to upset a colored person from the Cape Flats, the first words you are going to hear is, yo, ma. Now, if I say this on a video now, all of a sudden it's like, oh my, how can you say that? That's so rude. That's like, I'm like, bruh, this happens.
Exactly.
I'm not making it up.
Exactly.
But so I used to do a lot of I used to push. So basically, how did I amass the following? I pushed the line all the time, and I gave them real representations of what it was like for me.
Yeah.
And my art, and I did that, and over the years, and then obviously a lot of people like, no, you can't watch. I had parents telling the kids, no, you can't watch Mr. Mayer's videos, it's rude. And I'm sure you guys saw some of the videos back in the days. I'm sure, you know what I mean. So most Cape Town people from the place I'm from have watched at least 1 to 10 of the videos somewhere along the way. Yeah. That's what happened. So yeah, I've been on radio for 10 years as well.
Yeah.
So with that, now I just want to get back to something before I digress here. Yeah. What you said. I got to that point where I stopped posting videos for about a year. This was about 2 years back.
Yeah.
I was like, I went through just like the slump where I was like, I'm not posting videos, but the reason I did it was because I felt like everybody got so sensitive.
Bro, you're right.
To everything.
Yeah.
Because I remember when I had like this big boom and then everyone was like, fuck, this is funny. And then all of a sudden it's like, I don't know if like there was a whole group of old age people that all decided to join social media one day. It was like, let's complain about everything. All the currents everywhere. How dare you? I was just like, nah, you killing the vibe. Yeah. I don't even want to be comedic anymore because you guys kill the fucking vibes. You know what I mean?
Bro, I agree with you. And I think, look, I mean, I think people got so sensitive about policing what you say.
Yes.
That they shut down comedy because it was too scared. And then what happened is that eventually there's a backlash. And so people are going, okay, well, if you're calling me sexist for this, or if you're calling me, if I'm in trouble, I may as well just take the crime. And people then pushed, further. And like in the US elections, right, recently they were like, oh, why did Trump was on the podcast, but why wasn't Kamala? And it's like, bro, because like the liberal oaks just criticize like everything you do, you get cancelled for. You know what I mean? So I get that completely. Where myself as well, I was like, and I used to be super scared about saying the wrong thing, and now I'm like, bruh,
just say it,
care. And what, like I think also like the threat of cancellation in South Africa, unless you say something really fucked up, is quite low. Like overseas, it's different. But do I get? Because I also didn't post. See, when I was working as an actor and then I was working at Supersport, I was aligned particularly with Supersport. So I was like, you got to be more contained. You can't be.
100%. Yeah.
But for me, what happened was also like I felt like too proud to be a social. I was like, no, I'm on TV.
I'm on TV. I can't. Yeah.
I'm and then I left Supersport and I was like, bruh. And then I started making content again. But you know what's funny? Like it was 2022. I'd forgotten how to be funny, bro. And
because of business stuff all the time, 100%.
You restrain yourself. It's like I felt like this nerdy, like, like geek. And I was like, bro, what happened like 10 years ago?
You used to be a fucking funny.
I was cooking. Yeah. And now I'm a fucking boring geek. And like, bro, it felt like, it was like, I can imagine a sportsman or a musician who once had it. And then you lose it.
That just shows you like how much public, let's say public commentary, like can like suppress
Yeah.
someone and make it like you conform to like, no, you've got to walk a straight line.
Yeah.
You shut the fuck up and you don't say anything.
Yeah.
It's like, because we already have this freedom of speech laws. I mean, that again, this is not the US, this is not Ukraine, but the people themselves are the enforcers of that thing. It's not like the law said, hey, you can't say that anymore. Now you say something, it's like, how dare you? And I'm just like,
And like I think there's
another
still
fucking one, you know?
There's an aspect of our community, of our culture that's very like conservative and like, you know, South Africans, they have a lot of sex, they party hard.
Yes.
You know, many of them drink or whatever it
He's
is.
gonna be cancelled for this, go on.
Yeah, not
joking.
us.
I'm joking.
I actually don't drink, so none of us. But
Yeah.
yet at the same time, so much if you watch TV, it's like so like
Dignified and
like
of values,
yeah,
which is important.
exactly. Like
But-
so like what's the word, sanitized and like
Yes.
da-da. And so for me, for example, I took a lot. Like what I do is I put on an accent of like a boot, like a kind of a
Yes.
Joburg boot, and the truth is like most of the people I make fun of are like myself, like
Yes.
literally myself. But I'll put on an accent and I'll talk about plucking, or I'll talk
Yes.
about
Like a-
bumping.
like a-
And then people like, but I'm like, fuck, bro, are we gonna pretend that
it doesn't happen,
That it
yeah.
doesn't happen? Yeah, Bruce. So it takes a while, and I think that's the best thing, is to find your own voice. And I also had a moment, I can't really, where I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Like, I don't care if I'm going to do my own thing, and I don't care if I get cancelled.
Cancelled, yeah.
And then you never are. And often the more true you are to your own message, the more people respond. and they
Look,
go with
I
it.
put a video out at one point. I was like, fuck you, you're not canceling me. You can't cancel someone that started the culture. This is like this. I came out
Yeah.
and I said that because when they tell you you're gonna get canceled, that would be in the instance that I was at the mercy of some boss or some glorified
Exactly.
who pays me to do what I do. I'm like,
Yeah.
who you gonna complain to? I pay me. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know who you're talking about. Like,
Yeah.
we'll tell your bosses do not. I'm like, well, tell them. Yes. What did you want to say?
Yeah, exactly.
Can you get the manager? Yes.
Yeah.
It's me again. You know what I mean? So that doesn't happen. However, I've spoken to many content creators that are currently right now depressed.
Yeah.
They are going through a slump of depression. They are sad. I'm like, what's going on? They're like, bro, I can't take the negative
yeah.
commentary. And I know one content creator as well. I mean, there's a personal conversation I had with her, and I was like, look, I see you don't post as many videos. She's like, yeah, you know, it's been so bad. Like, I literally tried to take my life. And I was like, are you serious? He's like, yeah, it just got too much for me. I left social media for like a good 2 months. She went offline. Everybody was like, why is she gone ghost? It's because she couldn't deal with people's negative comments at her. Because remember, once someone starts it for the first time, it's like the snowball thing. It just takes one person. Well, you could have a great video. One person decides
Turn
to comment
on
something
you.
bad. And everyone's like, oh, okay, let's jump on the negative train. And I'm sure you've been done that.
Dude, and that hurts, bro. You know, I think for you know, people often go, "Oh, but you're a content creator, you're used to it." And I was like, I don't like. No one likes this abuse, you know.
Yes.
And I mean, it's funny because I was interviewed for a News 24 article about content creators talking about the refugee.
I tried to open that thing up there.
Paywall.
I saw you had to subscribe to watch it.
I'll send you the text.
I was
yeah.
like, I wanted to watch. I wanted to check it out last night. I was like, you got me.
But so she interviewed different
Yes.
content creators, and like some of them were like said like they just had to stop because the abuse was like, bro, particularly that refugee stuff. I get violent
flack.
messages where people are like, I hope one day intruders come into your house and attack your family, and like I won't go into the details,
Yes, but
like
I mean, it gets to that level.
very, and so I completely get, and I think for me, like again, like there's a lot of creative people, but they just, because for me the two things is also when you put out a video and you think it's gonna be a banger,
And then it's not.
no one responds.
And the
Dude.
one that you thought no one's gonna respond to is the banger.
Isn't like, and when I started making content creation again in like 2022,
Yeah.
2023, I felt so embarrassed because I was like, my mates are doctors, lawyers, engineers, and I'm like now putting out reels, and at that time they weren't getting traction. You
Yes.
know, so you're like, bro, I'm putting out a video, it's getting like 23 likes, and like and I was like, bro, you can't. And I think a lot of people,
Yes.
that's tough. And then I was like, no, I just carried, and I used to joke to my girlfriend, I'm retiring from
yes.
social media, and she said, you tell me that and so I think like 50% of it, and maybe I'm interested, is being creative,
Yeah.
and 50% of it is having a thick enough skin to push through that abuse, you know, because it can be tough, as you know.
Look, so I choose my days. I was like, okay, do I do? I asked myself, do you feel like going viral today? I'm like, nah. I don't think I'm gonna do that today because I'm not in the mood for any abuse this week. I used to go. You have some friends and my sister as well, and I used to go to them. I was like, you think I should post this? Do you think I should post this? And I was like, someone was like, yeah, fuck, post it. I post that shit. I even had a moment with them I'm gonna go, you think I should post this? With a voiceover, they're like, post it. I'm like, nah. And then I asked someone else, they're like, no, you can't.
Yeah.
And now I got me second guessing something. I'm like, should I not? Again, because you're not always in the mood for that thing.
Brian, even on a day when it's good, when it's a video that's just viral positively, I find it hard to focus on what's going on that day because you're like, bro, if hundreds of people are commenting on you, like, I don't know how it was for you yesterday.
Yes.
You've got a viral video, and it's hard to, like, focus on another task.
While you check it.
When you know, like... And so it's funny, I normally post on a Wednesday, and I've got another video I want to do about the refugee situation.
Wednesday's a great day to post. And also, just while I have you, your videos look great, by the way.
Thank you.
Like, you're doing a good job. It looks proper.
Thank you. Yeah,
you can tell you put effort into that thing.
Thank you. I appreciate that, dog. And thank you. So I normally post on a Wednesday morning, but I know that the one I'm going to post is a little bit rough, and I know that the people will be upset. And I you know what I thought? I was like, I'm going to wake up on Wednesday. I'm going to see you.
Yeah.
Then I've got to go back home.
Yeah.
Then I've got to go back home. I've got to sit at my desk for a while. I don't want to be dealing with all that kind of all that drama. So I'm actually going to post it tomorrow. And then my plan is I'm going to post it, and then I'm going to go out for the day. So that, because I don't know if you have it, when you post a risky video,
one for the day,
and then you're at home, and you're now like checking your phone, and then there's
anxiety
like abuse
through the roof,
and
you're going through it.
I on the day of a video, I try my best not to open the comments, because if Oaks are going for you that day, it feels like, oh my God, I'm getting cancelled. Whereas if you only open it 3 days later, you're like, okay, it's done.
Have you blocked anyone on social media?
Dude.
How many? What's your block list looking like?
I think I last checked, it's probably 500-600. Bro, my advice is I block people. Like if someone says to me like, ooh, not your best video, block, bro. Like block. I just for my mental health, like I can't, because you're saying, if you start doubting yourself or you start trying to like make everybody happy, you're done. Bro.
You're done, 100%.
So like, like recently when it was on the weekend, there's a lady who always DMs me and sends me positive stuff, and she was like, she said to me like, oh, I think your content at the moment is getting a bit boring because you're harping on about this refugee situation.
Okay.
So I said to her, I gave her a chance. I said, look, I block people that
say
critical.
Negative things. Yes.
Like, are you sure? And she's like, yeah, this is just like she doubled down. Like, this is boring. We're tired of this. So I took the bait. Normally I just block, but I was like, imagine me changing those videos have got millions of views. So I'm not going to imagine my changing my taste. See if you don't like it. Fuck off and follow.
100%.
That is my thinking. If you don't like it, if you want someone else, fuck off and unfollow. And then I blocked her. And look, I normally don't. But for me, bro, like I can't mentally. Like if I do a video that's not good, I know it because it doesn't get many views. Like I don't need people to tell me.
Yes.
And often it's like my videos lately have been cooking, and then guys are like, oh, we're bored, and I'm like, bruh, well then fuck off. I cannot understand why somebody would see somebody doing something and criticize it. So it's like, if you see someone who made a musical song, bro, why are you gonna? If you don't like their song, don't listen to it. But at the end of the day, they're making stuff. Can you do better? It's like, oh, I don't like that car. I don't like. Well, then fucking make your own, bro. So for me, I block. And the problem also, I don't know if you find this. Social media makes people think that they're your mates, right? So they think that they can like message you and talk to you in a certain way and be like, yeah, bruh, not a good video today. And then they'll get expressed when I'm like, fuck off. And then they're like, bro, I thought you were a chilled guy. I'm so disappointed. And you can't, because as you say, bro, you'll go mad if you now start listening to
every single thing. No, I don't know when last time I actually don't go through the comments anymore. I just look for something funny. If someone sees something funny in between, and I'll comment on that because I found that your reply funny. You could say anything bad these days. I'm just like, goodbye, bye. I don't care. Or block.
Yeah, do you also do that like
the people's like, but you always block anyone that has anything bad to say. I'm like, it's good for my fucking mental health. What the fuck was why would I want to look at your abuse and you think that it's okay? And then in the same breath, I could fucking roast you.
Exactly.
But the thing is, that's not my point, because I don't want my content to be based on me doing clapbacks.
Exactly.
Because I mean, I could go through your profile and be like, you know, someone said this is Afrikaans content creator. Someone told him something about, yeah, your content sucks, maar dis die kakste goede wat ek ooit gesien het. And then he's like, but as ek nou sê jy's vet en lelik, dan is ek die verkeerde een.
Exactly.
So he was but he was making a point where he was just, he didn't actually mean it. He was like, let me say something about something completely off topic. Whether we're talking about appearance, it's not funny, but I mean, this is the game you play.
Yeah.
You go in low, so now you expect me to go low. It's like, yeah, then you know, next time talk to your fucking son that has a cock haircut.
Exactly.
Now I have an opinion on everything. Now I'm the bad person. Like, yeah, did you see what he said about me? Now you're gonna make that the thing. So I don't even want to clap back. I'm just thinking like, bro, I could, but like, it's not worth my time or effort, and that's not who I am.
And you
or
try
I show
not
up in
to
the
take.
world.
Yeah, dude, because people say to me, they're like, oh, don't you believe in freedom of speech? And I'm like, yeah, bro, Oaks can say what the fuck they want on their platforms, in their rooms.
Yes.
But if you're going to come into my platform and talk shit, then I'm going to block you, bro. So it's not like, like, say what you want, but it's almost like if you're coming into my home, if you're coming into my audience space,
I don't like you to be
play
disrespectful
with the
about us.
fucking rules. And you say, bro, you're right, for your mental health. I know some people also who keep up the bad comments because it's engagement, right? And they're like,
Yes.
oh, I'm never going to block. I mentally can't do that, bro. And for me, what I have done a few times is Oaks chewed me, and then and like for me, the challenge is every now and then I do reply, and it's not a good use of your energy. It doesn't feel good.
But you know, some days you
you're
just like,
human.
fuck it,
Some
I'm saying
days you're like,
something.
fuck, you know, like you got like a bandwidth. And then so what I did last Thursday was Oaks like a troll. A guy said, of course, he's like, yeah, he's a puss. He's a dumb puss. Yeah. So I went to his profile. He had his number on.
Okay.
So I video called him.
You video called him?
I video called this motherfucker.
What did you tell him?
His face, he was in bed, and I was like, hey, what's up, bro? Like, dude, and he was just like, he was exactly what you'd expect from a troll, just like a fucking loser. And so I took a screenshot of his face, and I said, I put it on my thing, and I said, I'm not going to tag this oak because I feel so, like, I actually feel so sorry for this motherfucker. And then people started to be like, yeah, but yo, like, how can you do this, whatever.
Yes, because now you're the bad guy.
Bruh, then I doubled down. Then I took their screenshots.
Yes.
And I was like, guys, fucking attack these
Yes.
oaks. And then everyone's like, so for me, I'm like, I've been always very transparent. Like,
Yes.
Like, guys, I'm not pretending to be some wholesome dude. This is an aspect of me which I know a lot of people struggle with. Like
Yes.
my girlfriend, my sister, they're like, it's not necessary for you to go so hectic. That's who I am, bruh. So
Yes.
I will occasionally, if Oaks want to push me, I'll fucking put them out there, feed them to my followers.
Yes.
And look, it's a waste of my energy. It's not something I like want to do, but it's not anything I'll ever be guilted for. And I have people going,
No.
also, this is disappointing. I'm like, fucking unfollow.
Fucking hell. No, because it's like this. I also again, this my another analogy that I gave them was that I'm a bear. You keep poking me, you keep poking me, you keep me. The day I lash back, why am I the bad person? I'm like, you can't keep poking the fucking bear, and when the bear kills you, you say, this bear's a murderer. Like, no. That's what you wanted.
And you know what, dude, you're a nice oak. I mean, like, just in the brief, I can tell you're a good oak who doesn't look to hurt people,
No.
right? And so my thinking is like, I'm never mean to somebody first. I don't like.
No,
I
never.
don't ever bully. I don't see. You know, somebody will send me some Facebook status by some auntie that
said something.
And I'm like, I'm not gonna fuck up their life for this. You know, so I don't ever start cuck. And I can tell you don't bully people. But then eventually you're like, but bro, if you're gonna be mean to me
The whole time, what do you
then
expect
don't
from me?
mistake that I'm gonna then I'm gonna get wuss with you, you know.
In any case, we spend so much time on this because it's a real thing. I feel it's a real thing, and so many content creators are still facing this thing every day. But then I also want to I want to add this also. You know, I've went on to the social media platforms of like very famous like guys in the US, like artists, singers, dancers, actors, and things like that. Some of them don't even run their own social medias, but you see the same thing happens globally. So then I came to the understanding, this was a while back already, and I started saying, you know what, I've got to take the criticism with the praise. I don't necessarily have to take those negative things, because remember, not everything's constructive criticism. Sometimes someone's just been an eye, right? But you're not going to be for everyone, and that's okay. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? I was like, I don't want. I'm not even gonna make this religious, but if we're gonna make it about, religion now for just a quick second. Yeah, you look at Jesus Christ. I mean, the people still wanted to kill him. As many Christians we have today. We talk about the Prophet Muhammad. Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. He was a prophet for people, but still there were the other side still wanted to kill you.
Exactly.
So what I'm saying is, it doesn't matter what you are. It's like this is what I've been telling people for many years. It's like, if you offer the whole world gold bars, still some would complain that they only like silver.
100%, bro.
And it's like, yeah, but you're trying to do a good thing, yeah, but what are you gonna do? But nonetheless, I mean, what does the future hold for Anthony in content creation? Are we gonna keep pushing boundaries?
Bro, we're gonna keep pushing. You know, I recently, for me, I hit 100,000 followers on Instagram.
Congrats, by the way. Yeah.
Thank you, bro. And I remember, like, for me, I started a couple of years ago. I remember when I hit 10, and like all I wanted was that 10K.
The
you know,
10K,
like when
yes.
you hit 10, you get the. And so, bro, like I love content creation so much because there's no restrictions. You get to say what you want. You know, as soon as you start working with brands and stuff or businesses, obviously there's certain limits to where you can take it. I want to keep pushing, bro. I want to like, what I want to do is make my content more open to like South Africans, like all South Africans. You know,
Okay.
like obviously I'm a white guy.
Yes.
Predominantly my audience is initially people that like, you know, like relate to like white, you know, which of course is fine, and I can't pretend otherwise.
Yeah.
But I'd love to build it, and but also what I'd like to do is I hope that the bigger my platform is, the more I get. I do enjoy acting.
Yes.
So I'd like to appear in some more series, some more films. I'll keep on pushing on that, and yeah, dude, my hope is to, you know, in the past I always used to hope content creation would be a means to an end, like, oh, if I do this, maybe I'll get an acting role.
Yes.
Now I'm happy with, like, I love this,
Doing the
you know,
yeah.
and I just want to carry on doing it on a bigger scale, and I always want to improve my craft. So it's like you say, like, you have to be aware. Like, certainly for me, I don't always think I'm perfect and my videos are perfect. Like,
yes.
Certainly there's ways that you can improve.
All the time, 100%.
Always wanting to improve, bro. So for me, you know, it's funny. Like, we spoke a lot about the trolls, but to be honest, in general, like I enjoy, like, 99% of people, especially in person,
it's good things.
Cool,
it's good,
bruh.
wholesome.
People
Yeah.
come up to you and they say meaningful stuff. They're like, your videos, I really like it, or it makes me feel proud to be about South African.
Like, I want to add this quickly before you even go on. Like, we're talking about, like, out of the 1,000 comments, those are the 10 people. But do not mistake me for the other 900 that always have something good to say. It's like, we see you all the time.
Exactly.
You know, have you ever gotten so many good comments and you kind of just keep scrolling past it because, like, it's always good. Like, you're scrolling, but it's nice to see, but now it's just like, yeah, no, it's always good.
It's an unfortunate part of the human mind.
Yes.
That we will always, apparently it's an evolutionary
to
thing.
gravitate towards the negative.
Yeah, and so unfortunately you'll get 10 nice comments in one bag, and we...
That's the one that...
You know, but the majority, and one nice thing I'll say is, like, my followers are very supportive. So for me, when I open my Instagram, it's generally, the way it works is like my followers comment, and they're always nice, and they're quite protective. If someone has a go at me, they'll and recently I got a video that's got like 1.3 million views, and it's now got into the American market, and it's like those foreign dudes, you say, the big stars.
Yes.
Then I don't open it because I know, bro, there's guys coming from everywhere.
From everywhere.
And I must say, dude, like, for me, like, and that's why I think sometimes when you see content creators who like making quite toxic stuff.
Yes.
Like, I mean, each to their own, you know, but for me, I must say, it makes me feel, if you can feel in some way that you are, like, helping the world, like, you know, today you had some young guys in that
just
you're allowed
to check it out,
to check it in, bro. Like, that I think is so important, because you go, like, for me, even if it's just making someone smile, if I can believe that I'm making a net benefit in the world, you know, and like there's some people who do amazing things in charities and involved in communities.
Yes.
And my contribution personally is, like, I hope that I can add to a more happy, cohesive, humorous South Africa,
100%. You know, I had this conversation with someone as well. You see, you know what? While everyone, like, there's charity drive, there's blanket drives, and I mean, we do some of that again if we can as well. But I mean, one of the things I pride myself is giving a smile back to the
Exactly,
world. You know
bro.
what I mean? Like, or to make life seem just a little bit easier, because everyone's going through cack.
Exactly.
And it doesn't matter what it is, because some people it could be financial, some people it's emotional, some people it's
Right,
spiritual. There's
exactly.
so many. It doesn't matter who it is. I mean, even the person that you think probably has it all is probably going through some shit as well that you don't know about. Or
Exactly.
has some sort of. I mean, you go to a therapist, you know about different traumas.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you look at all types of people, every single person has some trauma. And now, this is what I also, this was the discussion I had while I have here with someone. I was like, people don't see things through their eyes, they see things through their trauma. So now, if I made a video that happens to be funny about just something that's completely, let's say, frowned upon, maybe an abortion. I made a video about an abortion, but because the fun, someone who has experienced that thing or knows someone, that becomes too close to home to them, and because of that, let's say that scar they have, whatever traumatic or that trauma-based feelings they have about it, comes out in those comments. Because I remember I made a video during COVID about this fake mask I made. I was like, gosh, I'm fucking ready for COVID and all this stuff, and then people's like, that's not fucking funny. People are dying. I was like, I'm not blind to the fact that people are dying, but this is fucking funny to me. But then what resonated with me is that I knew that this person's, I think, father or mother passed away because of quote unquote COVID-19. I don't know whatever it was, but this is what they said, right? So this is why you commented and this is why you said what you said. And then I even had a tiff with even one of my old friends about something like this. I was like, this is like one of my friends, like, you know me.
Yeah.
Like, you know me. Like, you should know me better than anyone. That this wasn't meant in no malicious way at all. And then he was like, yeah, but I wasn't happy with it. And I was like, and then it dawned on me, his father or his grandfather passed away because of it. I was like, so you're actually speaking from that trauma.
Yeah.
And that's why some things affect you. Do you know what I mean? You make a fucking video about rape today, and it's like, but if someone has been through that, all of a sudden, bro, they'll fucking bastardize you. And you. So again, this is also my message to the world: is that nothing that any content creator does is an attack on your trauma or anything you've been through. Now, I have to say that now because I'm thinking, because this is how I think about it all the time. Someone says something that's too close to home and hurts you.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And I think sometimes as content creators, at worst, we probably are a bit ignorant. So sometimes I've posted stuff and then I've had people like message me and be like polite, like, hey, you know, just to let you know this like is close to home. And then I don't even want to hurt people.
Yes.
You know, that I can say honestly, I don't want to hurt people. And I try my best. It's like, you want to be funny and you can't be overly...
Yes.
You know, like, but you find that balance. But I also know that there's content creators who, for me, like you say, everyone has cuck, no matter, and especially someone who's had a privileged background. I've seen that people that other people would do anything to have their life, to have their house, to have their car, can be quite miserable, you know. And so there's a lot of, like, I've had tough days, but at the end of the day, there's certain content creators I just love. I get on my couch, I go look at these oaks.
And just fucking laugh.
And you can escape from the pain of the world. And everyone needs a release, you know. And some people drink, some people smoke. I'm not criticizing it.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I think it's you try to be that person who can make light. And as you say, we're comedians, but our job often is to respond to what's happening in the world around
100%.
us. You know, and you know, when it's recent events, it's like, bro, that's what we do. We joke.
We talk about what's happening
it's
right
a way
now.
to process, like humor is a very South African way of processing trauma, right?
We've been laughing through the pain for years. This whole country, through everything, is like, that's so funny. Yeah, that. I think the whole of South Africa has a trauma. Being South African is a trauma itself.
100%.
Just
bro.
being South African is a trauma. Anyways, I got a couple of would you rathers here for you now.
Okay.
But I'm gonna keep them nice and light for you first. So if you had to choose, right, would you rather lose your sight or lose all your memories, every single memory you've made over the whole course of your life, or your eyesight right now?
I'd rather lose my sight. I've had a good life.
You've had a good life.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't want to forget. Yeah.
Would you rather have universal respect or unlimited power?
Unlimited power.
Unlimited power.
Unlimited power.
What's the first thing you do?
I would set about, I'm trying to think, whatever would save the most lives, bro. Like, whether that's stopping world conflict or if it's stopping, like, preventable diseases.
Yes.
Maybe what I would do is just stop, like, cure cancer.
Yeah. Now you see,
yeah.
I like I want to add this again because I like it when I ask these kind of questions and you feel like you have to give like this very strong philosophical answer. Because I got someone like Universal was like a fuck yeah, I push everyone through the face that fucked over the years.
I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't look.
I mean, no,
Let me not get that. Like that would definitely be on my
I'm
list.
not saying we're gonna do that, but I mean,
Look, I don't know, bro. Like, I mean, obviously, I'd like some nice shit.
yeah. I was someone one day. He said, if you're invisible for the day, what do you do? He's like, yeah, I'd probably like just go into like all the old age homes, bro, and just like leave presents for everyone. I was like, and then I asked the same guy when the cameras were off, like, what do you do? Fuck, I don't know. I'm sneaking into the girls. I'm like, you fucking sick bastard.
You're gonna steal some
and then I
money.
was like, what else would you do? Is like, I don't know, go to a bank and like take all the money out the vault.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I fucking thought so. But
100%.
But the answer on there was like, your old age homes.
Okay, well, let me add to that. If I had Universal, what I would like, and this is actually a goal of mine in general,
Yes.
is that people who've been dicks to me, I just want them to be scared. Like to be like, he's like for me, I'm like,
It's Thanos.
He's gonna
coming.
one day come for me.
Thanos is coming.
But it's better to leave them waiting for that day than to actually do it. So I would maybe make a few examples of my enemies.
Yes.
I'd be like, this bro once said I'm a fucking this and that.
Yes.
And I'm gonna now like fuck his life up, and then so the rest of them are fear. Like I would honestly
like that.
There's
Yeah.
a quote from Machiavelli. It's like it's better to be like it's great to be loved and feared, but if you have to choose one,
Choose fear.
Choose
fear. Yeah, bro. Listen, talking about that. If you, I mean, have you watched the Avengers or of any sort?
Yes, not the most. No,
Not the most recent one.
Yeah,
The only
of course,
reason,
yeah.
I'm just going on the basis
Yeah.
of who Thanos is, right?
Yeah.
And all that stuff. And you could click, right? And half of the world disappeared,
Yeah.
right? Who would be part of your half?
Oh damn!
Like, you know that when he snaps to basically he's depopulating the earth because it's like the earth needs to flourish, so some people
Bro,
need to
like,
go.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm not trying to like. I do get like a guilty conscience about stuff. So I mean, do I have to clip the finger? Because bro, like.
Now that's how you're not necessarily gonna be there. It's just gonna be like, Mr. Stark, I'm just gonna disappear.
They're gonna like, who would I, bruh?
Would
Can I
be
tell
part
you,
of-
there's no group of people that I really
Yes.
I'm trying to think like who I like actually hate. There's no like I'm pretty like. I'm not trying to shy away from the answer.
No, I'm gonna-
I just can't think of like who do I go like? Oh, these people all suck. There's no
Yes.
like
That's
for
a toughie.
example, people that are like, I think people that are peddle like fake news, but I don't hate them. They just frustrate me.
It's a tough question.
Yeah.
The reason I know that because the thing is you can't stereotype every group of people. Neither can you say even let's say crimes that people have committed. Because like, if you say like, then I'll just snap my fingers and kill all murderers or something like that. When it was like, because I'm so understanding of people, I sometimes like, this is my problem with myself. I find sometimes I understand people so much that I feel bad for them.
Exactly.
Like this, I'm gonna say like, if we said let's snap our fingers for every single murderer. Yeah, because they're just fucking murderers. All the murderers gone, and then you're like, now you go, but your brother accidentally murdered your dad one day, and it happened because they'd been drinking, like whatever. Like there's always like a story behind why something happens, or like why does crime, like we say, like why does crime happen? Fucking poverty exists.
Exactly.
Why are people being murdered? Because they don't fucking have.
Exactly.
It's not a good thing to do. It's not a humane thing to do. Like if you look at what's happening in the Cape Flats, and you're looking at drugs, and you're looking at murders, and then you go, but those fucking people are all fucking crazy. But why?
Exactly, bro.
Once you understand the system that is created to put you in a place where you don't have, you're not privileged, and it's evil situations where you have to survive. Like, it's either I go out and fucking rob someone today, not saying it's okay.
No, but you have to.
Or my children's not eating
And
tonight.
that's the thing, bro. When I see guys in low-paid jobs, like where you go to the airport and there's a guy cleaning the toilet or whatever, I so respect them because, bro, I can't tell you. If I had grown up in a different environment, I can't tell you I wouldn't be in crime. I think I would probably have done some very dark shit, bro.
Yes.
Like, I've been very naughty despite a privileged life. So for me, I'm like, how can I And I want to use an example of a guy from my boxing gym. He grew up in Brooklyn. He got involved in like gangs from young, but that's
Yes.
like you almost like you had to, right?
It's it's the environment, yeah.
He committed a murder at like the instruction of his, like I think it was another gang dude
Yes.
or whatever. And he went to jail and he did his time and he learned boxing there. And now he's like a professional boxer. And I've trained, and one of the nicest people that I've met, you know,
Yeah.
and he made a mistake. And because we also have to believe, like, because in the world of cancel culture, it's like, when does somebody stop their punishment? You know what I mean? So for example, this guy is a nice guy, and he did obviously something that is wrong, but he also paid the
Paid his
price.
dues, yeah.
So
when you click your fingers and he's
for
part
me,
of them, you know what I mean?
Look, I do think, and takes it into a bit of a dark angle,
Yeah.
but I think to people who abuse, particularly sexually abused children, I think if you could click and they can
Yes.
disappear. Like,
I'm gonna second that.
because
I'm gonna
bruh,
second that.
those oaks, I don't think they can be reformed. I don't think there's like I think you just have to I would do quite easily.
I'm gonna second that,
Yeah.
and then on top of that, just in case someone watches this and has something to say, I also understand that some people who are sexual offenders to children today have been are victims of the same thing.
True.
I know, because there was a story about somebody that was sexually abusing this young girl. Turns out his dad did it to him, and
Yeah.
his dad did it
And
to
sadly,
him.
that is so often,
So it's
yeah.
like, why do they become these people? Like I wish everybody had a more. This is why, I have so much to say now. My thing was about education is important. I put this out every time. I'm like, the best way for you to become a better human being is to educate yourself on everything all the time, to have an holistic view of everything, to learn things.
Yeah.
So now you understand, like, okay, so he did that sick thing, but they did it to him. He perpetuated the cycle. Then you look at the life that he's living. But these are not, again, none of these are, let's say, any reasons why it's okay.
No, but
It's
I agree with
still
you, bro.
fucked up.
It's compassion.
It's so complicated.
But I agree with you 100%, Brew. And I think one of the simplest things to do is to hate, right? And
Yes.
to make easy answers. So we see it with race or religion, where say like a guy of a different race cuts you off in traffic. And instead of going, okay, well, he's a human being, and I don't know, it's a simple option to go.
No, we're gonna say,
typical.
We're gonna say the racist thing.
Yeah.
Because, bro, you know how many self-isolated car racists there are.
Bruh, so my chick, my girlfriend's Middle Eastern, and
Yes.
she looks colored, but
Yeah.
she didn't grow up here, so she doesn't, I tell her, you can't tell me when a middle-aged white man cuts you off.
Yes.
You can't tell me that you don't go, that's fucking typical.
That's-
But
yes.
my point being, I think, like, it's easy because you see in the world of social media where everyone's like, they hate, Democrats, Republicans hate each other. There's like so much religious animosity.
Yes.
There's like, fuck these people,
And that's what
fuck
I'm
the
saying.
immigrants.
It's a lack of education about each other.
But, I went to Malawi
Yeah.
recently, and I saw how, I'd never had an issue with Malawian immigrants here
Yes.
anyway. But you see how it's tough there, bro. Like, people are struggling. And I'm like, bro, if I was here, of course I would come to South Africa to work, look for better opportunities.
100%.
And so I think that's the thing, is people don't have, like, say with immigration, where they're like, fuck these guys. And I understand that it's complicated. You can't let anyone in, like the whole world into a country or whatever. But to also understand, bro, these are humans, and you would do the exact same thing. So again, if I had been physically abused as a kid, I don't know. I don't know what version of myself would
you
be
would have
out
been.
there. Yeah.
I don't know if this is also something completely off topic. I don't know if you've seen the tapes that they finally dubbed about that Hitler was doing. And they gave you the English versions of what Hitler was speaking about.
No, I didn't.
Please go check that out. So
Okay.
basically, when you see him,
Yeah.
you know Hitler, what he
Yeah.
looks like.
Yeah.
There are videos now of what he was saying in English, the
Yeah.
exact videos that they dubbed, and you can
Yeah.
hear in English.
Okay.
Look, I'm not gonna say I'm for or against anything. Listen, but I'm just saying there's some shit in there that even you're gonna be like, oh fuck,
Yeah.
is this what the fuck I was saying? But anyways, the reason I brought him up, it's like we don't live in a world today where you can have like an absolute thing of like where you're like, yeah, this is the only race and this is how we're gonna live in.
Yeah.
Like you can't do that.
Yeah.
That just doesn't work in today's setting, and especially with people trying to understand different things about different people all the time. But you also have to stand for something.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because now I want to be understanding, but like at some point I have to be like, yeah, but this is what I fucking believe in with conviction.
You're right, bro. It's like, where do you find? It's such a delicate.
It's so, yeah.
No, I think therein lies the like. So, for example, let's just say that people are unhappy that Trump won. I say, bro, you can't believe that 50% of the voters of America are bad people, you know, because and a lot of people take that thing where it's like they're humans, you know, and like, but at the same time there might be people who you're like, oh, but I don't believe, and it's like where, and I think because I can tell you're a compassionate guy, right?
Yes.
So like where, because we also can't be like, so and so's like, you know, they have their own story, or like, you know, like people can't, like for me, I think I wouldn't say like, oh well, Hitler had a hard childhood and that,
yes.
you know, like,
no,
it's like, no, bro, he's you know, like. I think, you know, in terms of what he did, is one of the most evil people in history. But to point being, it's a tough one. And I don't have, but can I tell you what I respect about you and what I appreciate is that you're saying you don't have the easy answer, because anybody who does try to tell you that it's easy and simple and clear cut is lying. And I think
100%.
social media doesn't allow for nuance. They want opinions that are done in a tweet, right? So they wanted like, this is bad, these people are evil. Good, yes. Whereas, and it's created this world of binaries and absolutes. Whereas the truth is, as you say, it's complicated.
It's
so complicated.
Like that, yeah. Because I mean, again, you could be anyone. Like to some people, I mean, Cyril Boys could be the best thing under the sun. But to other people, it's like it's the worst fucker on the planet.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter. But now the reason I used all of that as example brings it all the way back to what we were talking about as a creator. Not everyone's gonna fuck with your shit, and some people are, and some of them don't. Well, fuck you too. There was a song I liked from what's his name, Joyner Lucas, and one of the famous lines. He said, "Well, if it's fuck me, then it's fuck you too."
Exactly.
You know, it's fine. You know, I don't mind. You can say fuck you too.
Exactly.
While I have you, another one. Would you rather be an Oscar-winning, being an extra in an Oscar-winning movie, or a lead in a box office bomb?
Box office bomb, bro.
So you'd rather be a lead in the box office bomb?
100%. I think those are like, those can be quite fun to make. You know? Yeah.
Okay, would you rather communicate only via emojis, or be able to, or never be able to text ever again?
Only
in emojis, or never be able to text again?
I think I'm pretty good at emojis.
You can use the emojis.
I can do that pretty, like, I can almost make a language from it. Yeah.
Okay, lekker. Another one, would you rather be royalty 1,000 years ago, or an average person today?
Oh, that's a good question, bro.
Yeah, like I'm talking like proper royalty, but 1,000 years ago.
Probably royalty 1,000 years ago.
1,000 years ago.
Like, yeah.
Okay. Let me see another fun one here. Would you rather wear the same socks for a month or the same underwear for a week?
Same socks, bro. Like
same socks.
I have to I like that. Yeah. Socks are, I can hide that smell in my shoes probably.
Okay. I'm thinking, no, let me skip that one. That's not a good one. Would you rather spend a week in a forest or a night in a real haunted house?
Oh, easy. Week
in
a forest.
So it's a week in the forest? Yeah.
Week in a forest, bro. I'm not messing around with them ghosts. No. Like, forest could be quite...
Have you seen any ghosts? Have you had any encounters?
No. And
any weird encounters?
So I lived in I grew up in Rondebosch, and we had a very kind of old house with like wooden floors, and my dad would go away a lot. My parents were divorced, so I would stay at the house alone as a young man. And it was as close as you're going to get to...
Creaky and shit at night.
Creaky, bro. Like, and there was this thing where you'd walk on the floorboards, and then like 30 minutes, an hour later, they would start creaking up. So it would sound like footsteps.
While you were already in bed or something?
I was in bed at like age 19, 18. So I remember at that period, I was so scared. And I was like, eventually I was like, I'm going to walk out into the dark, and if something's going to get me...
It just has to come.
It just come. Yeah. So I think in that way, I was like, I kind of got it into my head like, okay, brother, the ghost must be scared of me.
Yes.
So I've not had...
any encounter.
An encounter, yeah. I've had, I'm sure we all have spiritual experiences, but not, I've never had an encounter, no.
That's crazy. I feel like I feel like there's so many people that won't admit they're scared of the dark or scared,
Yeah.
but not necessarily scared of the dark or scared of what's lurking inside the dark, right? So I remember when there was a time when I was like, everyone was like talking about this ghost. Everyone was in school like, yeah, bro, like they saw ghosts and stuff. I was like, you saw ghosts? I was like, what the fuck do I never see these motherfuckers?
Yeah.
I'm like, I never see them. I was on some Blair Witch project shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, at the night I was working on my flashlight. It's 3 a.m, fucking witching out. I'm
Wow.
like, and I'm just like, come out, motherfuckers. I was like, today I want to see one because
Yes.
I need a story to tell tomorrow.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
why am I not seeing it? And I was like, some shit fall. And I just saw nothing. And I was like, then I got back to school the next day. I was like, God, I fucking saw nothing. I said, please invite me to your house. Invite me to your house. But if that shit already looked too creepy, because sometimes energy, you can feel some. Sometimes you don't necessarily have to see something, but you can just feel like an eerie feeling about it.
100%,
And I was
bro.
like, oh, my skin started crawling. I'm like, I'm not fucking going in there. There might be something,
100%.
but I can feel there could be some form of entity.
Bruh.
And it's not something you can see with the eyes. It
Dude,
doesn't live in this dimension.
I don't know about you. I remember as a youngster at school being up late with guys, and we started talking about ghost stories
Yes.
and oaks. Brother, I remember feeling
that thing.
that so scared and like
You could feel the air.
I remember there's nothing more scary as
Listen.
youngsters when you oaks are talking
Think
and
about
it's
stories.
late at night.
And some shit happens out of nowhere.
Bro.
Listen, I have to tell you this. I was with a friend of mine. This was Sam and Jason. I have to give them a shout out. We all slept at my friend's place. We were all in the lounge. We're like,
Yeah.
okay, cool. We got snacks. We got movies. We're all chilling. It's about 2 a.m. Everyone start talking ghost stories and like talking about stuff. Listen, something fucking moves in the kitchen out of nowhere. I'm like, fuck this. Everyone, listen, the guys are everyone's fucking scared. The house gets cold. Because everyone's been talking about the stories all the time.
Yeah.
And now when you keep talking about that shit, it's like you calling on the presence of some shit. I was like, fuck this, bro. Everyone's like, I'm out.
I hear you. Even today, bro.
Yes.
I'm like, whoa, let's wrap these
Listen, I'm
stories up
thinking,
at
that's
night.
even this part here on the show right now. Like, like creepy.
Bro, isn't it funny? As soon as you start speaking about it, bro,
The energy changes in the
late
room.
at night, and then you're like, yo, bro, no. I get you. So, yeah.
Okay. Let's keep it going. I know you gotta go. I got a couple more.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because time we actually went over, but I
We
think
did.
we're just enjoying the
Because we enjoyed
conversation.
it, yeah.
Would you rather be forced to live the same day over and over again for a full year, or take 3 years off the end of your life?
Yo, that is a good question.
To make it sweeter, I'll give you. You can choose the day to relive.
Oh, so I have to just go through the motions.
You have to live that same day every single day, like. But you're gonna know that it's the same. It's not like it's gonna be a restart for you. Like you're gonna wake up like, yeah, this is day 700 of doing this again.
Wow. I think maybe 3 years of my life. Hey.
3 years of your life, yeah.
Yeah.
Would you rather know when you're gonna die or how you're gonna die? Sorry to get a bit dark.
No, that's fine.
When or how?
Sure, that's a good question. Maybe when, because if it's how, I don't know, bro. It's a tough one. What do you have an answer?
For me, I'd like to know when though.
Because then it does make you appreciate your life.
If I knew when, I'd be like, okay, cool. I've got like 20 years left, you know. I might fuck around for the first 10, another 10, you know. Yeah, I'm gonna spend my day, as a religious monk. Or I just make an example, but I mean,
Yeah.
I would have a bucket list of things I want to do.
Yeah.
So I would know how much time I'd have left to do it. The how doesn't really matter for me because, bro, everybody gotta go, you know.
Dude, you're right. And you know what? Like, I think for me, if I knew how, so let's just say you drown.
You're gonna keep.
Then you're never going to swim because you're like, oh, is this? Meanwhile, for all you know, it's in
It
your
could be
bath
next
when
20
you-
years,
you-
yeah.
You know, so I think also it's a good question because it reminds you should live as if you're going to, like, we don't know how long we have, right?
No, we don't.
Yeah.
We don't. Okay, would you rather die in 20 years with no regrets or live till 100 but have so many regrets about your
Yeah,
life?
20 years and no regrets.
20 years
Yeah.
and no regrets.
That's a good amount of time, yeah.
Okay, would you rather walk to work in heels or always have to drive to work in reverse? Or like anywhere you go?
I'll walk to work in heels, bruh. I'll
Okay.
own that, especially in Cape Town, dude.
Let me bring it a bit home for you. Would you rather die before or after your partner?
Before.
Before. Why before?
Dude, I just love her so much. Like, I don't
Yes.
know, like, I would struggle so much to,
That's an earnest
Yeah.
fucking brownie points on his
yeah, I know, bruh.
Yeah, but that was cute.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, I can't believe you said that.
No, I
Yeah,
said, I'm
yes.
told, I was like, no, ideally I'll die like a few minutes before you.
Yeah. Okay. Would you rather have people spread a terrible lie about you or have people spread terrible but true tales about you?
Terrible but true. I'll own that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would you rather have unlimited battery life on all your devices or have free Wi-Fi wherever you go?
I'm going
Phone
for-
never dies or
I'm
Wi-Fi.
going unlimited battery, bro.
Unlimited battery.
I actually just bought a power bank last night. Yeah, bro.
Just to stay on.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the question. This is the last question I like to ask the people when it comes to something like this. So let's say Anton becomes one of the biggest content creators, movie actors of all time, but you have to sacrifice every single family member you have. When I say sacrifice, I mean you are never able to speak to them. It's not like
They're not killed, but
there's no ritualistic thing that's gonna happen. It's just they're gone. You can't have contact with them. You can't call them. I'm thinking this includes the girlfriend. Includes if your mom, parent, even whoever's still alive, you can never ever speak to them again. But you can go on to become world renowned. You can't even send them money, so it's not like I'll still send them bucks or anything like you. Or never reach that level, or stay in your hometown and never reach that level of success.
Yo, dude, that's a good question.
What would you do?
Dude, can I be honest? Like,
Yes.
A couple years ago, if you'd asked me, I would have said the
Yes.
content creation one. I think when I had this period when I left Supersport where I didn't have much, like there wasn't much acting, there wasn't much work, and essentially there wasn't much feedback. So I was like, I was nothing, but I was not getting much acclaim or and it felt like dying. But in that period, I realized that I can survive without external stuff. Like I dig it, I'd like to be successful, but I know, like in my heart,
You can survive without those things.
that's also why I'm not scared of being cancelled, because I know if for some reason tomorrow it were to stop and I had to just
I'd be content with
do
just being me.
yoga and like exercise in my, I'd be okay, bro. And that's a shift. But 5 years ago, it felt like if I'm not seen, if I don't make it, I'm gonna die.
Yes.
You know. And I think with the beauty now is like, look, I would obviously love to be successful, but I've realized, and I credit my girlfriend with that, to realizing that life is not, because you seem like a hardworking dude, bro. Like everything was about the grind. Like everything was about taking opportunity. And that's, for example, I'm going on holiday in a few days' time.
Yes.
Right. Even a year ago, I was like,
I can't take a break. I have to work.
Opportunities. Once if somebody wants me to act in a show, and like literally even over the past year, I'm like, but brother, the purpose of you know, you're in your late 30s.
Is so you can do those kind of things.
When are you going to enjoy your life?
Yes.
You're going to be grinding, and then one day when you're 70, be like, okay, now I can go on that holiday. You know.
Yes.
So I would say, bro, I'd rather just I'd be okay, bro, and to have those, because they say the happiest people, it's about people who have relationships and connections with other people. And I think you could be very alone. You could have all that stuff, but
and
you
still
don't
be
have
alone.
Connections,
You know, and I find it so profound that you say something like that. You know, I went through. I mean, I told you how long I've been doing this whole videos thing, and for like even now, even like currently right now, like I do this and I want to educate people now, and it's just like it's my part of giving back to people, but I know the world has gotten so like people are so good on becoming famous and being seen and stuff like that. Like I feel like I've long past that. Like in my own essence, like for me that's not my goal anymore. Like if I should disappear completely off social media, I would still be content because this was all part of my testament of just helping and just giving back and just like educating you along the way. You know what I mean? And giving people platforms, because I always believe that. As it doesn't matter how much you get, if you can't share that gift with anyone else and other people, then like that's gonna be a wholesome answer. But I honestly believe that I share it with other people. Like this is for you guys.
And I mean, obviously you've been in this game for that for so long, bro. And it's almost like a natural progression. Like I think for me, I always wanted attention and to be seen.
Yes.
And then you get it, right? And then it doesn't fill that hole in you. It doesn't. You don't actually go like, okay, now everyone's sharing my stuff. I'm at peace.
Yes.
So unless you realize that you have to do the work on yourself to fill that whatever that void is. And I think if you've been in this game for so long, you know that, like, because you know how it is, bro. One day everyone loves you, next day people don't. If you put your value on being seen and being like, when I was in Tali's diaries, there was a poster of me on the Sea Point, and I'm like,
that's
I'm on
me.
a poster.
That's
but
me.
that poster gets taken down, and then there's someone else there, and if your value is linked to that
thing,
then you stop existing when the
I guess what I mean over and above is that I don't necessarily always need the validation of other people to know my worth. Like my worth is whether you validate that or not. I believe I know who I am, and for me that's okay sometimes. And sometimes not being seen is okay. I'm like, it's fine. You guys go for
it's
it.
often also in it. I think that's important, and the right people know. You know what I mean, bro? Like the people that are good they'll always be supporting. And like, I know there's certain people, if they say to me, Anton, this is not cool what you're doing.
Yeah.
But as long as the right people, you see, you know, and they often say the people that matter don't mind, and the people who mind don't matter.
100%. Would you rather have a mullet for a year or be bald for 6 months? Listen, yeah. Okay. I mean, that's not a good one.
I'm living
okay,
bald.
have a mullet for a year, right?
Dude, and you know what's funny? When I was at university, I had a mullet, and I loved it. Now, I would, if you could tell me right now, bro, you're allowed hair, but it has to be a mullet. I'm growing that mullet, bro, 100%.
When did they start going out?
Dude, you know, you start seeing the signs from about 21.
Yeah.
But and then you just got to cut it shorter and shorter. But I'd say for the past 4 years or so, I've been shaving my head.
I mean, not that you care, but I know a lot of people are doing it now. They're doing the. Would you do it if you had an opportunity?
Dude, you know, look,
fucking expensive, eh?
I know, I understand it completely, and
Would you do it?
Guys, for me, you know what? I've actually come to peace with it. So sometimes Oaks they'll tune me. Are you bald?
Yes.
Like, for me, it feels like you've got brown eyes. You know what I mean? It doesn't bug me. But like, and look, I looked. Bro, I once took this stuff, finasteride, that makes your hair grow.
Yes.
Dude, and my hair, it went boss, but it fucked with my emotions and stuff.
Okay, so there was a side effect with it,
Yeah, so I'm happy. I'm quite happy. And that's why I generally like want to show it, because I'm like,
Now, I had a friend of mine, I mean, we were young, bro. We weren't even old, bro. Like, we were like, what, 18, 19, and he started balding. But it's genetic, though, because his dad was balding young. It was like he's old.
Yeah.
It was just genetics, right? So at 19 years old, man, you rocked the cap. Every club, every event we went to had a cap on. And you know when you hit some clubs and they say, take the cap off. And the man used to tell me, but I think we're going home.
Yeah.
I'm like, but I'm not about to go home because you don't want to show the people you're going bald. I'm like, fuck that, who cares?
Yeah.
He's like, nah, but you know the chicks are gonna tune me. What's going on with you? I'm like, fuck them. Are you here for them? Or did you come to have a good time?
Exactly.
Bro went home. I was like, bruh, if you honestly going home because of all that, then I'm sorry. You go home, bro. I'm going in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So now I got a couple of fun ones. We're gonna end it off with this.
Okay.
We're gonna end it off with this one. These are supposed to be funny, but a bit filthy.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. How many people have you kissed?
Several hundred.
What is the craziest thing you've done sexually with someone? Plead the fifth. That's fine. I go with that one.
Plead the fifth,
Are you a virgin?
No.
What are your thoughts on sex?
I think as long as it's consensual and with adults, anything goes. I think I don't judge. Like, as long as it is consent,
Yes.
go fucking boss.
Do you think you're a good kisser?
Yes,
I
do.
What turns you on?
I think like words. I think
Words?
like having a conversation. I know it sounds like a fucking
Yes.
Like, obviously, I'm attracted to
Yes.
thing, but like I think being able to talk about these things is quite
These are quick fire fishes.
Yeah.
Your go-to board game.
rugby.
Board game.
Board game.
Yeah,
It was a
yeah.
ball game. Scrabble.
2 things still on your bucket list.
Visit the South of America and get in an international film.
Okay. I'm gonna leave these ones out. But
Okay.
I'm gonna ask you two final questions and we end it off. What's your favorite childhood memory?
My favorite childhood memory, I think, must be going with my family to the beach, to the coastal. You know, we'd go up the coast, and you spend the whole day just playing in the ocean, and like there's other kids around, and that was some good times. Yeah.
Anton, it's been a fucking pleasure having you.
Dude, honestly,
I enjoyed this.
I really enjoyed this chat. We said we were going to be 30 minutes, and then it.
I'm sorry, I know you gotta go.
No, it's
yeah.
perfect for my timing, bro. I've enjoyed it, and also, bro, cool to get to know you in this.
Nice to get to know you as well,
You're
bro.
a cool dude, and like I really appreciate you.
You're welcome.
You know, a lot of content creators can be a bit like competitive, you know, and they're like, and then it was really cool that
We
you
collaborated
reached out.
on top, bro.
Yeah, bro.
And then the final question is, what's your word of the day? Like any message, and it doesn't have to be philosophical. It doesn't have to be. It can be whatever you want. It could be funny. It could be crazy. It could be rude. It doesn't matter. This is your opportunity. Just your final closing of quote or word of the day or anything that resonates with you.
Keep on keeping on.
Hey guys, and from my side, the Maya and Anton, thank you guys for enjoying. That's the PSA podcast, and we out. Much love.
Yes, salute guys. Mr. Maya. Back with another public service announcement.
Alright, yeah, so now you guys are feeling good.